Welcome to AG Chelsea TV. At this YouTube channel, I will update the latest and most reliable Chelsea news every day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss my latest videos. Chelsea begin Dusan Vlahovic and Elye Wahi talks as striker search continues. The Blues have already sold Kai Havertz to Arsenal, Romelu Lukaku is expected to return to Italy, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is likely to leave this summer as well. The West London club have brought in Christopher Nkunku from RB Leipzig and Nicholas Jackson from Villarreal, but there could be another forward arriving at Stamford Bridge before the end of the transfer window. The Evening Standard report that contact has been made over a number of targets, including Vlahovic and Wahi. Vlahovic only signed for Juventus from Fiorentina in January last year, with the Italians beating Arsenal to his signature. However, the 23-year-old is already being linked with a move away from Turin after scoring 14 goals in all competitions in his first full season with Juve. 20-year-old Wahi has been a sensation at Montpellier, scoring 19 goals in Ligue 1 last season after netting 10 times in the previous campaign. The asking price for the France under-21 international is not clear, but Juventus want around £68 million for Vlahovic. Chelsea have also been linked with the likes of Pablo Dybala, Victor Osimhen, and Rasmus Højlund, while they continue to sell a string of fringe players. The likes of Havertz, Kalidou Koulibaly, Mateo Kovacic, Edouard Mendy, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, N'Golo Kante, Mason Mount, and Cesar Azpilicueta have all departed this summer, with more to follow. The reason Chelsea don't have a sponsor on the front of their new shirt revealed: Chelsea's previous sponsorship agreement with telecommunication company 3, worth £40 million a year, ended in the summer, and the club have been on the lookout for a new partner ever since. Chelsea find themselves in this situation because several sponsorship deals have fallen through in recent weeks. Firstly, a financially lucrative deal with Paramount collapsed last month after the Premier League refused the club permission to get it over the line. This was over fears that a deal with the American streaming service would upset the competition's existing broadcast partners and break Premier League rules. Negotiations were reportedly at an advanced stage, and club insiders were surprised that the deal was stopped given Paramount is not a direct rival of Sky Sports and BT Sport. Chelsea then turned their attention to online casino stake, and a one-year deal had been agreed. However, this prompted a furious backlash from fans who were uneasy about having a gambling company on the front of their kit. So with the Premier League giants unable to strike an agreement over a new front of shirt sponsor, the club have decided to launch their new kit regardless to ensure fans have time to buy it ahead of the start of the season. According to the Mail Online, Chelsea could even hand out patches that fans can iron onto their shirts if and when the club finally settle on a sponsor. Levi Colwell sends clear message to Mauricio Pochettino over Chelsea future amid Liverpool interest. Levi Colwell says he's got to play next season as the England U21 international gears up for a return to Chelsea. The defender played a starring role as the Young Lions won the European Championships at that age level for the first time since 1984. Chelsea have offered Colwell a long-term contract, but the 20-year-old wants clarity over his role in the squad going forward. Mauricio Pochettino is plotting talks with the centre-back, who spent last season on loan at Brighton. The Seagulls have already seen a club record £40 million offer rejected by Chelsea, while Manchester City and Liverpool also retain an interest. Pochettino has a number of options in central defence ahead of his first season in charge of the Blues. Thiago Silva, Benoit Badiashile, Wesley Fofana, and Trevoh Chalobah are all available even despite a max exodus at the club in recent weeks. Colwell is expected to travel with the rest of the Blues squad to the US for their pre-season tour next week, and has now sent a clear message on his future as he bids to break into Gareth Southgate's senior England squad. "I'll speak to my family, speak to everyone I need to and make a decision," he told The Times. "I've got to play at the end of the day to hopefully get there and go to the next camp." Inside Mauricio Pochettino's first week at Chelsea, Mauricio Pochettino put Chelsea players through a grueling first week of pre-season training. One source who wanted to remain anonymous said, "They have been really worked. It has been a harder first week than the whole last pre-season. They will be machines. This year will be different. These boys are getting worked." Pochettino started work on Monday, and his pre-season sessions so far have featured a lot of running a gym work. Kyle Walker said during his time at Tottenham that Pochettino's pre-season training can be horrible, but Chelsea players have broadly welcomed the approach after acknowledging how short they were of fitness last season. No club had more injuries than Chelsea last season, with poor conditioning part of the reason there were 46 injuries in the squad across the 2022-23 campaign. Pochettino arrived at Cobham by taxi on Monday, alongside his assistant and head of conditioning Jesus Perez. They have focused on both fitness and building a warm culture at the club. Pochettino held a traditional Argentine barbecue on Monday evening, with both staff and players invited. "I hope to build a very special relationship with everyone," Pochettino said when he was unveiled at Stamford Bridge Friday. "What I found from day one is that the players are very open. The attitude is amazing. Of course, we have the quality and we are going to add more quality. I am excited to be here." Pochettino has told players he has an open-door policy, inviting them into his office if they want to discuss contracts, transfers, or concerns about playing time next season. Chelsea players face another physically intense week before Pochettino increasingly switches focus to tactics when his side travel to the United States. The Blues will primarily be based in Philadelphia as they face Wrexham, Fulham, Newcastle, Brighton, and Dortmund across the Atlantic. Chelsea reject Inter, won't budge on Romelu Lukaku's valuation. Chelsea have warned Inter that they must come closer to their £40 million asking price for striker Romelu Lukaku, according to sources. The two clubs have been negotiating Lukaku's transfer for months, with Chelsea rejecting several offers from Inter. Chelsea are determined to recoup a significant portion of their initial £97.5 million investment in the player. Inter's attempts to secure Lukaku on loan were quickly dismissed by Chelsea, who only entertained the idea of a permanent departure. A recent offer of around £30 million from Inter has been turned down, and Chelsea are pressing Inter to increase their bid by another £10 million. Inter, constrained by a limited transfer budget, hope to avoid a hefty expenditure on Lukaku. However, if the expected sale of Andre Onana to Manchester United materialises, it may provide Inter with more flexibility in negotiations. Talks between the two clubs are ongoing, complicated by the fact that Chelsea still owe money to Inter from Lukaku's initial purchase in 2021. Lukaku is willing to take a significant pay cut to facilitate the transfer. Although there has been interest from Juventus and Saudi Arabia, Lukaku is focused on returning to Inter and is waiting for the clubs to reach an agreement. And that's the final content of today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.